who she is, what the bleep! So today we are filming a highly requested video for all channels, and it's how to make the cheer team. This is a really big video for me because it took me so freaking long to finally make my team that I think I know all the ins and outs of making a team and being ready for it, because I've had tons of trial and error, and so has Meg. So on Meg's channel we're focusing on the physical aspect of your cheer tryouts, so basically like how to prepare yourself workout wise and diet wise and energy wise, and then on my channel we're focusing on the top 5 tips on how to prepare yourself mentally and how to go into your practice kind of like already knowing what to expect, how to prepare yourself attitude wise and make sure you're giving off the right kind of look at your cheer tryouts.
The cheerleader vibe.
The vibe. You want to make sure that you're giving off that good positive energy, good vibes,
that the coaches are looking for.
Yeah,
happy vibes.
So after my video, go over to Meg's channel and watch her video. You can click on her face right now to open up the tab. Or if you're coming from Meg's channel, then click subscribe. What? Okay.
What?
So yeah, without further adu, let's hop into it. Bring in the dancing lobsters. No, I'm just kidding. So the first tip is body language, and this is a huge aspect of your tryouts, whether it's cheer, dance, or even it can kind of trickle into other sports. So the first thing that you're going to want to avoid doing is crossing your arms like that, and it's gonna just look very disrespectful. And just be known that this is a tip that my dance coach gave me. This isn't just me like telling you this. This is something that she said she notices during tryouts when people, like when girls cross their arms, it just comes off as very disrespectful, and it's totally okay to think like, oh, like that's just me, you know, waiting for somebody to give me something else to do. But an easier way to come across as like, you know, being more open to people is maybe putting your hands behind your back or holding them.
Yeah, then you're literally more open. You're like
you're more open, you're like willing to learn more. It's just gonna give off that right appearance versus crossing your arms. And again, totally know for a fact that you aren't trying to come off as disrespectful doing this, but it's just gonna give off that wrong look to your, you know, your tryout leader that's like helping you guys and all that stuff.
Yeah, and just be really mindful of it, because I know it's cold in a lot of those places, and I always want to just like close myself in and like keep my body heat.
But don't. It's gonna give off the wrong look. Another thing that you're going to want to avoid doing is sitting on the floor. This is something that not only trickles into dance, cheer, but also other sports. When you're working out or doing a physical activity, you don't want to just like, oh, dance, cheer, and then just go like sit on the floor. You want to keep standing the entire time.
You want to maintain that energy. It comes off as lazy no matter. If you're injured, obviously, then there's an excuse, but if you're sitting for no reason, it really does kind of come off as lazy.
And it's going to take even more, even if you don't think about it, it's actually going to take more energy to like get back up once you've been resting. It's better to just like keep up, keep moving, keep practicing, because when you're sitting you're just like wasting time. You could be using that time to work on a stunt or show off your skill to the people around you or something like that. So
it shows that not just your skills are like a cheerleader, but so is your attitude.
So in terms of stuff to do, smiling is a huge thing that people forget to do, not only in cheer tryouts, but also just when you're walking around. Smiling is a huge aspect. It's gonna make you obviously look a ton happier, a ton more approachable. Don't just be like
I have this theory that if you fake smile enough, it becomes a real smile. So you can always try that if you can't actually force out a real smile.
So yeah, don't forget, even if you're freaking nervous as crap, do not forget to smile when you're actually going into it, and during every single time that you're doing your moves full out, you want to make sure that you're smiling, you're having fun, because I mean, why would you not be having fun? You're at cheer tryouts, you know, you're trying to be happy.
You're leading cheer. Charge.
Go find win! You should be happy in that moment. If you're not smiling, you know, unless you're working on like a massive stunt, but if you're not smiling when you're just like having fun, then why are you there, you know? So you want to give off that appearance that, you know.
Love this sport.
Yeah. Even if you're really exhausted, you're gonna want to make sure that you're still having fun with it. Next is volunteering, and volunteering is a huge aspect of your tryouts because it shows that you know what you're doing and that you're confident enough in your skill to help out other people, you know? So it's like,
I can't hear the word volunteer without thinking of Katniss.
I volunteer as tribute!
Okay, so for this next bit, we're going to need a volunteer. I volunteer as tribute! No, man!
Yeah.
But it's very important. It shows that you're willing to try things first. I know it's a lot easier when a coach says something to watch some other people do it first and then get yourself into it, especially if you don't really know what it is. Maybe it's a new stunt. But if you volunteer first, it shows initiative.
Yeah, it shows that you're confident with your skill too. and also you can help out other people when they're struggling, and it's going to show that you have learned the skill and mastered it fully, that you have enough skill to teach somebody else, and you have teaching skills, which is huge. That's captain material.
And if you can teach something, it helps you learn it better, as I learned from studying. If you can teach someone a subject, you probably know it really well.
And I personally like know that when I help out like somebody that doesn't know how to do something as well, it gives me like motivation to do my skill better and do it more full out, you know, because then it's kind of like, oh, you want to like make sure that they see it and like kind of impress them, like, oh, like look at me do this, and then it's just gonna make you come off as like more knowledgeable, you know?
Yeah, whenever you're put in a position of power, you want to live up to it.
Yeah. So the next tip is talking, and this can be a ton of different like little branches of this. So there's like good talking and there's bad talking. So the good talking would be to speak loudly, especially when you're cheering. You're gonna want to be heard, so you're gonna want to talk with purpose and speak with purpose.
Sing the fight song. If it's for college or even high school cheer, they have a fight song, right? Yeah. I always was being told to sing the fight song because I would only sing it in my head, and then at tryouts and even camp and workout, I would not actually be saying it. So if you say it while you're practicing it, you'll say it at tryouts too.
And a good way to practice this is maybe just cheering in front of your friends, because I know like when you're not a cheerleader yet, when you are just trying out, you may be kind of like afraid to practice, you know, like saying something loud and powerful when you're on your own. But if you're with a group of friends in your room, you can just start like shouting things and being crazy, and it can give you that practice without feeling like, you know, like awkward. It's definitely a lot easier to practice when you're with a group of people than practicing alone. So yeah, you can practice your talking skills like that. But there's also bad talking, and this is talking when somebody else is teaching, talking when your coach is talking, or, you know, like being in a little corner conversing with other people while something else is going on. It's super duper duper disrespectful, and you don't want to be caught doing that because it's gonna like put such a bad image into that coach's mind. Even if you're the sweetest girl ever and you're like off in a corner talking just one time, that could completely ruin your chances of making the team.
Yeah, it's so important to show people that you have their respect, or they have your respect. They have your respect. I think that's phrased the right way. But yeah, respect is so important, and doing that is a great way to show it. Alright, thank you so much everyone for coming out. I hope you're all having a great time at tryouts.
See the over there? Such a loser.
Shut up!
Like if you want to
listening.
Like if you want to talk to people, like do that once you've made the team. You want to put off the best image possible when you're at tryouts. So my next tip is timing, and this could be timing when you're doing your actual skill, like making sure you're on the right time with everybody, making sure that you're mentally there with them. So if they're doing a skill, or you're all doing like maybe like a back handspring at the same time, you want to make sure that you're on those points, like, you know,
it's not that awkward like if you landing after everyone else.
Yeah, you don't want to be that one person that lands after everybody else. So you want to make sure that you're mentally there, you're paying attention to the counts, and you're on time with everybody, because it's going to look more like united. And then there's also timing, whereas like arriving early, this is so good to arrive early. So
early means, okay, I was taught that early means 15 minutes early. Well, no, on time means 15 minutes early, and it's so true. I have used that for every aspect of my life since I learned that this summer, and it helps people realize that you care and that you're into whatever you're doing, whether it be cheerleading or like a class, if you arrive 15 minutes early.
And also 15 minutes early could mean time to not only stretch your body more than anybody else, but also make friends there, because the other people that arrive early are probably really good cheerleaders, because they kind of know to arrive early already. They kind of like know that from past experiences. So you can be there and make friends and talk to people, and that's gonna make you feel a lot less awkward during tryouts, because you already kind of have like 5 or 6 girls there that you've talked to, stretched with, made friends with, and it's really important to have certain friends during cheer tryouts, because it's just gonna make you feel more comfortable.
Yeah, you'll be so relaxed and in the zone and ready to work in tryouts, whereas if you just come running in at the last minute, you're gonna have to completely change your mindset. You're gonna be late, you're gonna feel a bit embarrassed, and you have to work through a lot just to like overcome that. Whereas if you come a little bit early, pace yourself, you have time to relax, you'll be in the zone. Yeah, definitely. When you approach your cheer tryouts, you definitely want to come early, because you're coming in, you're freaking out, you're like, oh, is my bow correct? Oh, are my shoes tied? And then you don't want to just like go from that set to like trying to be perfect and prim and proper during tryouts. You kind of have that extra like 30-15 minutes to just chill there, size up everybody, talk to the coach a little bit, you know, like practice your skill. And also, a good tip of arriving early
is that when there's nobody else like in the gym, you can like work on your skill, and then that coach is seeing like you work on your skill and has their eyes on like you versus like 70 other girls. So you kind of like get a chance to, yeah, you kind of get a chance to like show off a little bit, you know, like when you're stretching, like, oh, that chick can do her splits, like I want to see what she can do, you know? I don't know.
Yeah, then other people will be watching you at tryouts.
Oh yeah.
Eyes on you.
People will like start to trickle in at tryouts and they'll be like, oh, that girl's already here, like, oh my god, like I should have came early and
so
you were that girl.
intimidate, but don't intimidate.
Yeah.
But
so
intimidate.
You're the next and the final tip is your interview, and this could be a face-to-face interview or even a like pamphlet thing that you have to fill out. When I made my dance team, there was like a pamphlet that you would get, and it would be like, oh, like how many years of this did you do? How many years of this did you do? Why do you want to make the dance team? Like when you make the dance team, what do you want to work on? Like all this stuff. So there's like interview questions that you kind of have to like make sure are perfect when that coach reads them. Or
yeah, have them ready, especially if it's a face-to-face interview. You don't know what they'll ask you, but you know, they'll probably ask you a little about your life if it's something where a lot of people are coming in from out of state. So have a little bit about yourself prepared you can talk about, and have questions or answers to questions that are pretty basic, like why do you want to be on this cheerleading team?
They're definitely gonna ask that.
Because that's very important. That's really, really important.
Oh yeah, and you want to make sure that your answer is true to your heart.
Genuine, yeah.
Yeah, you don't want to just go in it and be like, oh, I want to make the cheer team because so-and-so is a football player and he only dates cheerleaders and I want to date him. So
Imagine
it's like
saying that. No, oh no.
Why do you want to make the
so
cheer
bad.
team? Brad is like a football player and he said I can only date him if I make the cheer team. So.
No, you want to genuinely love the sport and you want that to come off in your interview, and the problem is a lot of times you're nervous, so your genuine like love for the sport is like trapped and you're just like, so if you have your answers to the questions prepared, then you'll feel better about it.
Yeah, and go into it knowing, like, if you know that you're next in the interview, prepare your mind when you're like sitting down while somebody else is in the room and just be like Ava, you love cheer, do you not? Yeah, I do love cheer, Ava.
I'll be the voice, okay.
Okay.
You love cheer. You love it, Ava.
I do love cheer. Ava's mind.
Go for it.
You're gonna want to have it mentally prepare in your mind that you love cheer, you love dance, you love soccer, anything that you're doing. You just want to make sure that you know it and you feel it through your body when you go into that interview, because they're gonna see it.
It's like an aura, a glowing aura around you. You glow. But really, if you could see it, that'd be really cool, like a heat wave.
Yeah.
Like if you heat it up. If you... I don't know.
So those are the top 5 tips that I have for you guys on how to make the cheer team based off of attitude and mental preparedness. And if you guys would also like to know the top 5 tips on how to make the cheer team based off of physical, then go and click on Meg's face right now and it'll open up a new tab where you guys can watch the part 1.
We kind of decided that each is 50% important, each is half important. I cannot speak today, but it's really important to be physically ready and mentally prepared, so meshing those together works very well. Definitely. So make sure you watch both of our videos.
Yeah, if you don't have one, you probably won't make the team. You gotta have both. You gotta have the skill level, and you also have to have the skill level in your mind. You wanna go into it just being an overall amazing candidate for your team. So yeah, if you're trying out for cheer or dance or any sport this semester, tell me down below so I could be like giving you words of wisdom in the comments. And also thumbs up this video if you're trying out for anything as well, so I can see how many of you guys are trying out, so I could pray for you guys.
We'll be responding to all the comments below on both videos.
Definitely.
We're gonna help each other out here, so leave us good comments.
Yeah, and I guess I'll see you guys later. Bye.
Bye.
Quiet.
Meg goes inside!
No! You're never fully dressed without a smile.
Tribute! No, man! You can't handle it! You can't handle the truth!
Cheerleaders. Models.
Bend, snap, bend, snap.
Split screen for this or whatever.
Yeah.
Shh.
Wait, hold on.
Ding! Help! I've fallen and I can't get up.
I'll help you.
Thank you, Ava! My hero! Go!
Bye.
Win!
I was hoping you'd say that.
Charge!
Charge.
I'm ready.
It's going to.